Today is the new moon. How exciting. Yes, we're manifesting on a new moon. A new moon is so critical when you're bringing any kind of manifestation in, because a new moon is literally about that abundance, that new beginning, that seed breaking through the soil for new growth, for new abundance, especially a new moon on the first of the year. We're starting a clean slate, people. We're starting from a new place, a beginning for 2022. So really be intentional of what you want to bring in for this year. You can work with a poster board. We and Kari are working on canvas. You can even cut up an old cardboard and paint that and stick that. You know, be creative. It doesn't have to look a certain way. I had several templates that you can download it and print it, so you can just kind of go from a rough draft if you've never done this before. But the more you put into your board, the more time and effort you sit with your board, is the more intention and energy you're putting with your board. Like with us painting, we're really putting this energy of our focus of the art that we want to do, and it's really collective to us. So a lot of our energy is going to be expanded into these boards. And the same thing, when you're cutting and pasting those pictures, the more intention that you're doing when you're putting those on that paper will really help set your board for who you are. So other things that you can have is scissors, tape, glue sticks, fun markers, stickers. I did tons of quotes online that you can print it out. They came out really, really cute. Let me show. No, I got them. We found them. So we have like things like this that you can just cut and paste, you know. You don't have, it doesn't have to be like this huge search thing. You can just, the web is such a beautiful resource that we can use. And these are all in that Google Drive link. I did like 12 different pages, so there's no way you can't find something that you don't like, right? And if you're part of Canva or PicMonkey, they have great resources and to kind of make your own little thing. You can even make, I love the fact that you can even make some digital boards. That was neat, that you can actually just do them right there in Canva or PicMonkey and then print it and it's ready to go. And no, there is intention, even though it's digital, that you're sitting there looking for the pictures, just, you know, thinking about what you really want to manifest and bring in. Magazines are great resources. This is why I save any magazines subscriptions when we have them, because usually we do this in a large class and people are designing their board as I'm talking. And so we're kind of, you know, learning how to go outside of our box with doing this online. And so no, just because right here and right now, you can always just take this board or whatever you're working on and expanding on it. And it's most importantly, when you think about the things that you want to put on your board, think about what you'll want to see. Things that draw your eye. You know, it needs to be colorful. If you really are huge into color, it needs to be color. Get pictures that are aesthetically pleasing to your vision, because then you'll be like, it will remind you, it will motivate you. So it's going to inspire you to kind of move forward. So the purpose of a vision board is it brings things that we want. So remember, when we talk about energy, we're more than our physical body. We're more energetic beings. We have our chakras, our auras, our meridians, our mental, emotional, and spiritual body. Those are all energetic. And then we have just our physical body. But because we're in this physical realm, we always tend to focus on our physicalness, right? And the part of when we're manifesting is letting go of the physical restrictions that we tell ourselves that we can't, it won't happen, things like that, letting the ego take in place. You got to let go of and cut those cords to those egos and let those other energetic bodies work so you can bring in what you want. We're going down to basic physics here. And they wanted me to go over kind of some universal laws. So the universal laws are the laws of the universe. And depending on what kind of ancient teaching and even physics or quantum mechanics and quantum physics, any of those have universal laws. It's just a set rules of the universe, right? Things that we work with. So there's the law of vibration. I'm going to read these because I don't know these all by heart. Everything in the universe moves, vibrates, and travels in a circular motion. That's where we get the Fibonacci code and sequence numbers. If you look in nature, everything has a pattern. Even water cycles in a circle. The more that we learn about that cycle and that pattern and we work with it in our own daily life, the more we're going to increase our own vibration. The same principles of vibration in the physical world apply to our thoughts, feelings, and desires. Did you hear that? The same principle applies to our thoughts, feelings, and desires. The wills of our eccentric world. Each sound, thing, and even thought has its own vibrational frequency unique unto itself. Just like I have my own frequency and Kari has her own frequency, the more that we tune into that frequency of our own vibration is how we're going to start magnetizing these things towards us. Because literally that's how you need to look at it. We're magnetizing our energy field to bring this energy to us. Okay? The next one is the law of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance outside the universal laws. Every action, including thoughts, has an action or consequence. So whatever we put out there comes back, correct? Right? And so if we're putting out positive, good thoughts, and even maybe it's not even something that we believe that we can do, but if we sit there and tell ourselves on our brain over and over, I'm a manifesting goddess, I'm a manifesting, you know, you can bring that energy in. You'll start changing that tape player and that energy. I always say it's like a fishing rod. Our thoughts are the line going out into the universe, right? And then it's going to be our feelings that we connect to it, believing that we deserve that, believing we can bring this in. That's the biggest piece that people miss, and I'm going to tap onto that more. And then when we reel it in is the actions that we're going to take for that to manifest, because they're all connected, right? Law of attraction. So there's all these laws kind of are connected, right? Demonstrates how we create things, events, and people that come into our lives. Our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions produce energies, which in turn attract like energy. Like attracts like. Negative energies attract negative energies, and positive energies attract positive energies. So what energies are you going to put out there? And it's not to say we're not human in a human experience. We are. And especially now, the times that we've went through the last few years, it's really hard to be constantly positive. But it's learning how do you change those narrow pathways. It's a literally narrow pathway event that you have to work. We have to change. If we're constantly thinking everything's bad, the world's in an apocalyptic thing, well, the energy that you're going to be paving in your brain with your neurons is that fear. You're going to be paving those thought processes of everything's bad, everything's negative. Now, that's not to say we're not going to have negative thoughts. We're human. We're human in a human experience. But it's learning when those negative thoughts are starting to be too much on the hamster wheel and going, and you're going into that fearful place. You're moving into everything's negative, everything's bad, nothing's good. You got to change those pathways, because what you're doing is you're setting your brain to do the same path, so it's making that path stronger. So think of it as a walking path. The more you walk on that path, the more you're going to make it bigger and wider, so more neurons and energy can go down that path. So now we got to prune that old path. We got to let that overgrowth happen. So whenever that negative thoughts come in, you start thinking positive things. How are things going good? What is the things that you see that are going great in your life? And if that's hard for you to do, then you think of what makes you joyful and happy right here and now. Like, I can give you an example. I get to sit here and craft with my daughter, so that brings me joy. Listening to her, hear her laugh when we're playing games brings me joy. Seeing my dogs chase each other around the room brings me joy. When I get a hug from Chris, that brings me joy. So things like that, you focus on the littler things. And so when you start feeling those negative thoughts really starting to come tumbling in, you let them You don't let them become the driver. You acknowledge, okay, I see you, I feel you, but then you say, but I have joy, and this is where I have joy. And then you start paving those paths to those positive thinking, okay? The same is with our intentions and thoughts. The same is exactly with what we want to manifest and bring in. If you don't believe that you're going to manifest $10,000 in your life, then you start simple. The universe will grant me with $100 in some way. And then you start expanding it. Once you get granted that $100, then you go bigger. And so when you start believing and trusting that the universe is there to support us, we're not meant to be working from a place of depletion or lack of, okay? I have these universal laws up on that link that you guys had, so you guys can print them out, use them, figure out how ways that you can start applying them into your everyday life, because I think it's important. The more we learn about the universal laws, these are set laws of how the universe works, the more we're able to start shifting and working with it. I always say it's like a dance. It's a dance partner. If we let the universe lead, we're going to have this beautiful, graceful dance, and we're not going to get our toes stepped on. But when we try to lead it, and we try to rule and try to force it to be what it is, when it can't be like that, let the universe guide you. Let it be your dance partner. Let it just flow and do a little dips and guides here and there. Don't try to control it, because when we try to control it, guess what you're doing? You're stumbling over your feet and you're causing blocks. We don't want that. We want things to flow. We want things to manifest in. So I want to share one of my favorite quotes that really fits with why we do. It kind of, combines the universal laws in this beautiful quotes. I attract to my life whatever I give my energy, attention, and focus to. Whether positive or negative, what you radiate outwards in your thoughts, feelings, mental pictures, and words, you attract into your life. You are a living magnet. You attract into your life people, situations, and circumstances that are in harmony with your dominant thoughts. I just love that. That just describes it in the best way possible, right? You are the magnet of your life. You're going to be attracting that in. And that's all controlled with what, people? With your thoughts and your intentions and your feelings. Okay? So the next piece that we're going to talk about, why do we do a vision board? Everything in our life, think about the goals and areas. So we have like relationships, careers, finances, places we want to travel, personal growth, spirituality, social life, education, health. There's so many reasons why we want to do a vision board. There's no rules. The only rules that I say that it comes to a vision board is you're open-minded, open-hearted, and you have fun with this. This is a creative, fun thing to sit down and do when you're thinking about what you want to bring into your life. Now, should you have just one main vision board or several different vision boards? You can have both. It all depends on what you're doing. For me, I tend to like one board because it helps me stay more centered and focused. But some people like to have little mini boards. It's like breaking down your goals into little pieces, so it's easier to manage. So whatever you're guided to, that's what you work on. Now there's different kind of boards. So this is what I want you to kind of think of. I'm going to go through the list of different boards you can work on. There's a gratitude board that includes all the things that you're currently grateful. Remember, when we go to the energy of gratitude, it raises our vibration to one of the highest vibrations we can go into, and it just opens up that floodgate of your heart chakra and things to manifest and come in. That's why every night before you go to bed, go over your gratitudes. Even if it's 3 simple things that you need to say you're grateful for. And if you're having a hard time finding grateful things, it's things like, oh, I got up today. I'm able to walk. I have vision. I'm able to taste my food and smell things. I have a warm roof over my head. One of my favorite rituals that we do is the gratitude rose ceremony, where we take one rose that has about 100 petals, and we have to have one different gratitude for each petal. And I'm telling you, the first time you do it, it gets really hard. You're like, I don't know, but after you've done it several years in a row, you really learn to find gratefulness in the small little things. And hopefully maybe we'll do something like that online, or we'll do the gratitude ceremony. Everyone gets their own rose and we can kind of move through that on our own. Also, there's the hodgepodge. This just encapsulates everything that you want to bring in. Really new at starting to manifest, keep it to around 5. But if you know and you're starting to trust the universe and know what you can bring it in, then you can start expanding up to, 7, 8 items on there. But you want to keep it very intentional. If you put too much on there of too many things, you can convolute the energy, and then you'll start thinking, if you have issues with self-esteem, limiting beliefs, or anything like that, and you can block that. So keep it very intentional if you're newly starting on a vision board, to 5 main things. If you've been more experienced with this and you trust the universe that it's gonna bless you with these abundances, then expand it a little bit more. Don't be set in how it looks. And I say, really, what is the most important things to you that you want to bring in? The love board. This is centered around your ideal relationships. And everyone always thinks love is tied to having a partnership. That is one part. But there's also love in friendships. There's love with your community, within your tribe. There's love with your family, healing of that. So when you do a love board, it can be very expansive. It doesn't have to be so set to this one particular, partnership. And if you do want a partnership, ooh, have fun with it. When I've learned, when we've done like manifestations with people with relationships, and they focus too much on the personal aspect of a person, like, their looks and things like that, they'll block the energy. You really want to look on the aspects of the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of a person. And I'm going to tell you, when you do that and focus on that more, then spirit usually blesses you with someone that you're attracted to. It's just not so set, if that makes sense. The money board, woo! This is one of my favorite ones. Everything financial can include pictures of houses, car, clothing, things like that. Don't limit yourself when you're working with money in abundance. Abundance is very broad. Money, abundance to me and money board, it's just not physical money. You got to realize that me and Kari, when we go out together, like I said, she's a manifester, like amazing. We'll get free upgrades, we'll get free food, that's the other ways that it comes in. Don't be set that it has to be a set amount of money, because you're going to limit yourself and what you're going to be able to bring in. It's usually this beautiful abundance of what comes in and what is graced into your life. So perfect examples, like when we went to go get her snow tires, they're like, oh, we just found a coupon that we can use and you get to save $150. So that's the way that you use and work with money. Don't be so set that it's like things of actual money coming in. It gets blessed in different ways. When you put a set amount, I feel like you can kind of limit what you can bring in. I literally just say abundance flows into my life financially, spiritually, and energetically. And I'm going to tell you, I have found $150 on the ground. Not kidding. I got a check from, 11 years ago, from an old quote, quote, car saying we overpaid. And so I never restrict what is going to come in. I just say, bring it, flow it, shower me with it. And it's always amazing, because anytime I do any kind of abundance, my husband gets a raise or a bonus, or something comes into my life to bless us somehow. I'm never worried about us being financially okay. Now, this doesn't say that there hasn't been times we've struggled, absolutely. But then when I know we're getting to that point, I trust the universe and I do my abundance works and boards, and guess what always gets blessed in? We always are able to make ends meet. So I'm always honored with that. Okay, the habit board. Now the habit board is when we're really working on our shadow pieces. This is the one that when we are really trying to change things about ourselves, the reflections in ourselves, This one is really important to do. It's the healthy habits, the things that you want to incorporate in your life. This can be exercise, movement like yoga, Pilates, breath work, meditation, healthy foods, sleeping, that kind of stuff. So that's where a habit board, if you're really working on yourself, that inner reflection that you're wanting to do, this is a great board to work with. Also the travel board, right? It's kind of hard, we're in a pandemic, but I know some people still traveling and they've, you know, really are taking extra precautions, things like that. And they're still being able to see amazing places around the world. The quality boards, this is personal qualities you would like to develop in yourself. So this is something that you're really working with, like self-love. And so you would add pictures of what does that reflection of self-love look like? What is that reflection of honoring yourself? And when we say self-love, people always think, well, it's like getting a manicure and pedicure and things like that. It is, that is one piece. But in another one is like, how do you honor yourself? How do you go into grace with the lessons that you're navigating through? Those are the pieces of self-love. Like, what kind of food are you taking in? How do you say the words no? You know, that is a huge part of stepping into your self-care and self-love when you say no to people and set boundaries. That's the biggest one, is setting boundaries with others. The career business board. So whenever you're working with a business, think of the 5 top qualities of a job that you want to bring in. What are the 5 top things that you would really want to see with that job? And that's what you call in. You know, a lot of people will focus too much on the money aspect, but think about everything, work-life balance, you know, the hours, the benefits, right? How they honor their employees, that's a good one. A lot of people miss that one, and they're like, they meet all the other stuff, but unfortunately, the company will work you to your bones, right? They'll work you and wear you out. So you always want to think about how they value their employees. What is the effort that they do to show appreciation? That's one of the questions I would ask when you go into an interview. How do you show appreciation for your workers, for the time and effort that they do? And what is your expectations? Stuff like that, okay? No, people don't ask that. It's important that you start asking that, because you don't want to get in a job and then you're looking for a new one. The next one is family board. Now this can have a lot of different things. This could be what you know, if we have a difficult relationship in the family, this is one that you would bring in the family board. Or if you're wanting to try to build a family, like children and having fertility issues, this is the one that you would want to do a family board. And it's just the qualities and communications and how you want that family to heal. What are some of the ways does that look? It could even be family counseling. It could be group activities together. It could be game nights. It could be that one-on-one with that special person. What does that look like for you? The bucket list board. This is one of my favorite. I always have a bucket list. I don't have a board, but I have a list, right? And this is all the things that you would want to do. If you know you were given a 6-year time frame, and that 6 years, what are the things you would want to experience before then? Like, say if you knew when your exit time was, right? When you get to go cross and go back home, because that's where we're going. When our souls cross and pass, we get to go back home. But here, we're here for that experience. So what are some of the things that you would love to experience in that time? Okay, so those are some ideas of some boards that you can do. So it doesn't just have to be this just one of just the set goals. It has so many different broad ways that we can explore vision boards, right? Now, the most important thing when you work with a vision board is visualization. It's literally in the name, vision board, visualization. It's the powerful exercise that we're going to teach our mind. It should be what you feel you can bring in, not just what you want, what you feel, what you desire, what you dream about. Those are the things that you want to bring in. And it's important that you, like I was saying, if you don't think you can manifest 10,000, then start out small. Start with 100, start with $1,000. And then once you hit that 1,000, then you're like, ah, right, universe got me. Let's go bigger and see how that looks. and then keep stepping it up. Don't be limited. Like if you honestly feel there's no way they can bring in this amount of money, then start out smaller. And then once you got it, then you start building yourself up for that. And then remember, don't desire what you don't currently have. So what does that mean? If you put your attention to, oh, I don't have this, I'll never have it. Well, we just went over the universal like attracts like. Well, if you're just putting out there and focusing on, I don't have this, I'm in need of this, it's never going to happen. What is the universe going to answer? It's going to answer, you don't have that. So it's important that you start visualizing. Say you want that car, right? You want that new car in your life. You start actually see yourself driving that car. You see yourself playing that fun music in your car when you're at the stoplight, dancing in it, you know, singing the songs, all that stuff. You visualize that peace. You visualize that feeling of what it would be like to have that car. So I'm going to give you a few examples of some affirmations that you can say to yourself as you're bringing these in. I manifest an abundant river of money flowing into my purse, my life, and my account. And you visualize that money just flowing. See it like a river. You see it just coming nonstop into your life. For a new job, I manifest the perfect work situation now with people that I resonate with. That's huge. You need to like your coworkers, right? Using my creative skills and earning enough money to easily covering my expenses and have extra to have fun with. You know, you always want to not just, I always hear people, well, just to meet my needs. No, go big. You want sprinkles so you can go have fun, so you can go take that trip that you've been wanting to go. Think expansive. You know, think of, you know, that abundance just coming in and flowing into your life. Next one is like a new partner, relationship. I manifest my perfect soul partner coming to me in perfect timing for both of our highest expression of light paths. If we think that bringing someone into our life, having a relationship is going to make us happy, you're going to fail. Because the only person that can make you happy in your life is who? Is you. That's the only person that's going to bring happiness. When we believe that someone has to meet our happiness, then we're going to set ourselves up for failure. And when we expect someone to meet all those needs for ourselves, we're going to set up failure for that relationship. Because the only person that can fill your needs is you. And other people bring enhancements to that. Perfect example. I always say I married a muggle. You know, but he brings me balance. He brings me stability. He brings me that childlike energy that I need in my life. But if I want someone to connect on the spiritual realm, that's not him. That's where my tribe comes in. They feel that need. They feel that resource for me. It doesn't mean that he doesn't support it. He absolutely does. He's my biggest cheerleader when it comes to this. He's my biggest supporter to push me out there and to do what he says I need to do. But as if I want to go do spiritual woo-woo things, that's when I call on my friends in my community to go do that with. They fill that cup. And so that's where you need to find a partner is always about enhancement to do things with. They are not meant there to fill you with joy and happiness. That's with you to do within yourself. Reasons it fails. One of my favorites. You are simply blocking it. What does it mean that you're simply blocking it? It means that you don't believe it can come in. You don't believe in the universal laws. You don't believe that spirit will, or that you even deserve it. That I deserve this beautiful energy to come into my life. That I'm worthy to have that. If you have self-esteem and lack of self-love, those are a main, lessons you're working on, more than likely you may not feel you're enough to get and deserve that abundance coming into your life. So those are the pieces I would encourage you to work on, that you do an affirmation, I'm enough, I deserve universal love. That's literally what you say when those negative thoughts coming in, I am enough, I deserve universal love. Really simple, can, you know, when you're having those negative thoughts, it's really easy to remember to change that path. Remember, we got to change those neurons in our brain, because once we get those other neurons of I deserve this, you know, universe loves me, you're going to flow that in, and it's just going to be that river of manifestation coming into your life. Another reason people fail is they don't visualize right. You gotta visualize it here and now, it happening right here and now. Say you want to be a writer of a book. You need to visualize you at your book signing those books. You're speaking at conferences, that you're manifesting, like it's here, that it's happening right here and now. So like a relationship, if you wanting that partner, half-side partner relationship, you see you guys out there dating, you see you guys laughing, giggling, you feel that immense love and hug when you visualize, you know, whoever that person is, that shadow person, fantasy person, that you just feel this immense love and connection with someone. You see positive communications between you. Okay, when you're doing the job stuff, you visualize accepting that job, and you visualize all the ways that it's going to bring in support into your life financially. It's going to give you that work-life balance, that you can go and do for your fun things and still enjoy work, that you have this amazing connection with your coworkers. That's the part that you have to work in. That visualization is, there's 3 keys to when we manifest. One is not only the intention, that's the fishing line. Visualization connects us to our emotions. That's the second part. That's us pulling the real in. That's it, bringing that magnetism into us when we visualize positively of how this is going to energize and change our lives, okay? You do not focus on the lack. If you focus on the lack, guess what you're going to manifest? Lack, right? We don't want that. We were trying to bring in good things, right? Third one, that things don't manifest. Sometimes it's not meant for our higher good. That's that relationship that may not be for what our spirit wants for us, right? It may not be that one that's going to nurture, grow, and love us. But for some reason, we have this magnetism to them, this attraction to them, and we're asking for them to call it back, or we're asking for something that is maybe not in aligned for our soul path. That's the other reason some of this won't come up. And when you feel like, you know, you keep on asking for something and it's not being answered, instead of getting mad at the universe of why aren't you answering this? Why aren't you supporting me? I'd really encourage you to go do a meditation to your angels and go ask, how can I bring this in? What is the block here? And today, if there's anything that you feel you have a block in, we're going to go to our angels and our akashic records today, so you can ask that question. Why isn't this coming in? Why isn't this manifesting in my life somewhere? So this will be a piece I want you guys to start thinking about now, so when we go into our meditation piece, you'll have those answers. And it's important when we visualize to take some time with it. What do I mean? Don't just go, oh, car, happy, joy, joy. No, really go into it and sit with that feeling. You know, imagine yourself just sitting there at the wheel, you're dancing, you're looking at the car next to you, waving. You know, really get into it, feel it, spend time with it. The more energy and effort we put into something, the more energy and effort it's going to manifest. Now, remember, we're constantly manifesting. Our magnet doesn't get turned off just because we're not concentrating on it. So it's important to do little reminders, and that's why this vision board is so important. It's a reminder, oh, refocus my energy for my magnetism to come this way towards me. It's literally a big, huge on button for you to say, oh, yeah, sit and focus, bring my magnetism to myself, bring this manifestation to myself. So it's really important you put it somewhere that you're gonna look at it. It's really important you're gonna put it where you see it and you enjoy it, that you're like, yeah, this is for me. Why the colors are so important. So I have this beautiful chakra thing. It's up on the drive too, guys. It's a great way. I made this years ago and I still use it. It's just a wonderful thing. Simplified versions of why we work with the chakras and why it's important to have color with your vision boards. So we're going to go through the color red. The red is our root chakra. It represents fire, blood. It is associated with energy, war, danger, strength, power, determination, as well as passion, desire, and love. Our root chakra is all around stability, where we feel safe in our life. If you're working on financial and abundance things and you don't feel like it can come in, this is the one that you want to work on your board, the color red somehow, okay? Next one, the color orange, our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is not only our sexual chakra, but it's also the seat of our emotions. And what are we trying to bring in? You know, we're connecting our emotions with manifestation. You got to have orange somewhere on that board. You know, it's just one of those things. Orange is the energy of red. It's a combination of red and yellow, which is the happiness of yellow. And it is associated with joy, sunshine, going to tropical places. It's fascination. It's looking forward to things, right? Creativity, determination, attraction, excess, encouragement, stimulation. The color yellow, one of my favorites, is our our solar plex. That is the seed of our power, people. This is the belief of I can, I will, I am, right? It is who we are. It is that such sacred energy that we can work with is our sacral chakra. It's the color of sunshine. Like just imagine that beautiful, beautiful yellow color. It is associated with joy, happiness, intellect, energy. Beautiful. Yellow. Green is our heart chakra. Now, if any of you guys have done the heart chakra class, you know our heart chakra is our biggest energy chakra of all of our chakras. It is the mastermind of our chakras. It's the biggest energy field that there is. It goes at least, they've been able to scientifically show it goes at least through 3 feet from our body, if not more. It is the hugest one. Our heart center has more neurons to our heart than we do to our brain. So when we're thinking about manifestation, don't think it's just our thoughts that are important. It's our heart that's important when we're bringing this in. The color green symbolizes growth, harmony, freshness, and fertility. Green has a strong emotional correspondence with safety. Dark green is also commonly associated with money, all right? Now, if some of you guys are drawn to the color pink in the heart area, it's because you're connecting to the high heart chakra. And that one is more the esoteric of the heart chakra, which is the spiritual and emotional energies with the heart chakra. So you can use the color pink because the high heart chakra is a beautiful little chakra that's right above the heart chakra to work with. Blue is the color of the sky. Blue is our throat chakra. Woo! You know, it is often associated with depth and stability. It symbolizes trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, intelligence, faith, truth, and heaven. Source energy, right? Blue is about us learning how to speak our truth from a loving, graceful place, and not from one of ego, hurt, or wounded, or what I call the heart wound. It's learning to set boundaries. It's learning to speak our needs without being destroyed by that. It's learning to love. Our voice is very critical. And people always think our voice is about what we say to others. That's absolutely a strong piece. But it's mostly the words we use with ourselves. What words are you saying to yourself? What words of love are you expressing with yourself? Okay. Next piece is, this one's magenta. Magenta is a combination of purple and blue, and that's our third eye color. And I always think of Archangel Michael for some reason because he has that beautiful purple magenta color with his big old sword. And people always think our intuition is our third eye, I'm going to tell you no. Literally, our intuition is our heart, our sacral feelings, and our crown, are those three chakras working together. The third eye is like an added bonus. The third eye gives you a different vision, a different view. It helps you see dimensions and layers that you normally wouldn't see. Does that make sense? The third eye is that extra camera or eye to see a different perspective. When we go into fear, when we work on the third eye, you can block that from coming in. So one of the classes I'm hopefully going to be doing is intuition and how we can connect and learning how to clear your third eye. If you want to learn how to clear your third eye, I'm just going to use this. You can use any kind of crystal. This is a salt, this is an orange calcite. Calcite is an angel stone. You can use clear quartz, and actually I think I'm going to use the clear quartz. Okay, so I have clear quartz, and I'm just going to go right here in my third eye, and I'm going to go clockwise. So think of a clock in front of you, right on the center, and you're going to just clear that third eye. I'm just going to get all the gunk out of there, any negative thoughts. I always want to work from a place of neutrality and not let my judgments determine what I'm receiving, because we can change. Our belief systems or our feelings can change what comes in. We can change the filter and muck it up. So you always want to clear that third eye whenever you're asking for clarity from spirit. Oh, I just got a huge tone right in my ear just now. Wow, thank you. So they're just telling me right on. When we're ever asking for a clear question, like I want a really clear question from spirit. I don't want any of my judgments. I don't want what I want to convolute it. I will clear my third eye and my crown like that with the clear crystal quartz. You can use amethyst, any kind of high vibration stone like selenite, any of those ones. You got to be careful with selenite though, they can splinter a little bit. So I tend just to make sure that they've been tumbled so you don't get that splintering from it. Go back to magenta. It is associated with royalty. It symbolizes power, nobility, luxury, and ambition. To me, it also represents protection. That color is the one I will put around my auric field when I'm feeling like I'm going into something that is a little worrisome energetic wise. So I have to put that energy bubble up there to protect my space. It conveys wealth, extravagance, it's wisdom and dignity, independence, creativity, mystery, and magic. Oh, like if you're tapping more into that magical wind, you manifesting with like ritual work and spell work, this is the color you want to work with, okay? Next one is our crown. Now our crown is kind of a mix. Some people will see white, some people will see violet. Everyone's different. So you can work with both of them. White is associated with light, goodness, innocence, purity, virginity, source energy. For me, source energy is gold. When I see gold energy, I will work with gold more than I do white, because to me, white can almost turn on a lighthouse effect out to spirit, and I don't want to attract that. I'm not turning the light out there for everyone to see, and so I tend to use gold more than I will use white. Unless I'm going to have a really good sacred space going and lots of protection, then I'll use white. But for the most part, I tend to use gold. Gold represents richness and prosperity. It is a solid color associated with health, endurance, and cheerfulness. Gold is literally, when I connect and see spirit, gold is one of the main energies that I'll see. Now, one color that I feel gets a bad rap, and is one of my favorite colors, is black. Black is so protection. Black is all the colors mixed together. People don't realize it. So it carries all those vibrations of all of our chakras and all of that. And that's why it's so important for protection. It represents power, intelligence, formality, death. People associate it with evil and mystery. When I talk about the shadow side, it is never meant like in a bad way. It is meant where we kind of hide our secrets. We hide our personal gifts. It's the place like deep in that backwards of your closet, you know, those little goodies that you tend to hide away just for yourself. Shadow is a beautiful place. The shadow is a place of creation. Shadow is the place of manifestation and bringing forth everything. So we got a lot of information to work from, right? And I hope you can take these and learn how to manifest with your vision board. Now is the fun time. Now is the fun time for us to get together and let's start crafting our boards. Some tips and tricks I want you to think about. Before you glue anything on your board, lay it out. Put the pictures out. Make sure that's where you want to go before you put it down. Use pictures that you love, that attract you, that inspire you, that make you go, oh yeah, I can't wait to add this and look at this. This reminds me. Oh, and they're just reminding me. I think that's where that tone came in. The third piece that I'm missing with our manifestation, action. Action. You cannot sit there and think you're going to get a new job if you're not applying for new jobs. You do have to do some steps to bring this in. You're not going to marry the pizza boy that's going to come to the door. So if you want to date and meet a new partner, you got to put yourself out there and put yourself in vulnerable places. You can do steps to protect yourself. You do a grid that says, I only manifest the type of men that want a relationship, that are respectful of women and stuff like that. And just know it may take a little bit to get there, but it will get there, right? What are other ways of actions when, especially if you're attracting abundance, is being open. That is the biggest action that you can do, is working on those positive thoughts that you deserve it and that it will flow into your life, okay? If you're looking for a new house, well, you really got to sit down and do actions to what do I really want in my house? What are the pieces I'm really looking for? And you go look. You know, I'm going to tell you, the more that you trust this coming in, the more that it will get to a point where action is a part of it. It's not such a huge piece. When I was looking for a new job for when I closed my daycare, when I was, you know, getting ready to close my daycare, I was like, okay, am I ready for a job? And guess what popped up? My old work that I did before. And it was what I needed to do to feel comfortable going back into nursing again, since I was out of it for so long. And it was perfect. It literally just popped right up. And I was like, okay, I hear you. You got to pay attention to those messages that you receive. Just like I just got that ear ringing, I knew they were telling me something to pay attention. Stop, breathe, receive the message, right? So the same is important when we're working with our actions. Really be intentional with it. Think about it. You know, if you're working on that job, have someone review your resume or do one of those resume reviews online. Put energy into it so you can bring that stuff in to manifest, okay? You're not going to find the car that you want unless you go out car shopping and looking. And know that it's just not, it may not just be one time. You may have to go out there several times for it to come in. But just be open. That's a part of being open-hearted and open-minded. Putting your vision board in the place that you'll see it is important. That remind you to focus on your intentions, your visualizations and feelings, and the actions you're going to take. It's important to do that. And change those neural pathways. You deserve it. You can do this. I know you guys all can. I've seen you guys do amazing things on your journey here on this planet. And know that you can do this too. Have fun. Just have fun with it. Enjoy. See what comes out of this.
Meditation time for balance and harmony. Let's go on a journey for your akashic records today. Imagine in your mind's eye a single candle that is lit. Focus your mind on the flame of the candle. Notice the flickering and the dancing of the flame as the yellows and the reds swirl around. Keep the candle in your mind as you go very gently and very deeply into a profound state of relaxation. And as the flame flickers and dances, you may notice a halo around the flame. And if you find your mind wandering away from the flame of the candle, just gently bring it back again. And as you keep the flame of the candle there in your mind, I will count down from 10 to 1. Each number will make you 10 times more comfortable and relaxed than you are now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You feel deeply, deeply relaxed. You're choosing this deeper sense of relaxation. You are now very deeply relaxed, and each and every suggestion that I make will go deeply into your mind. We are now calling forth the Ascended Masters, Archangels, and Masters of Life, calling in the energy of our higher self, our guides and spiritual helpers from all dimensions and realms to guide us and protect us on this journey today. We call in the golden light frequency, creating a safe and sacred space for this journey for our highest good. We are now going to open our crown chakra. It's the energy center around the top of your head, so we can connect and receive this universal and cosmic golden light from your akashic records. You start to see this beautiful column of golden light starting to form above you, and starts to move with the wonderful energy of the universe right into the top of your head. And you start to feel it warm, like warm honey, moving down, down, right into the center of your heart. Just receive and allow yourself to open into this heart space. We ask the guardians of the Akashic records and Archangel Raziel to open your records and grant us permission to explore them, and to bring us in healing, compassion, love, information, knowledge, wisdom, and messages for our highest truth. And as we feel this energy swirl all around us, just relax and receive. Don't control how this comes in. We are going to call the energy that we have left with others or places to come back to us. And I want you to repeat these words inside your head. I call back all my power from all space, from all time, from all realities, from all dimensions, from all portals, from any place that I may have left it. I call back my power from all people, places, and things, either willingly or unwillingly given. I call back my power now. You feel this energy strings coming towards you, and you receive them back into your space and body. The golden light is cleansing them, so you carry only energy of love and light. Archangel Raziel is there to greet you and guide you on this journey with your records. This energy feels amazing, and you know you are in good hands. You now see a door, a beautiful door in front of you. Take a moment to look at the details of this door. The door opens, and the light and energy shift all the way around you. And as you walk in, look down at your feet, and then look up, and you see an aisleway right in front of you. And as you turn and look to your right and your left and above you, you see all these books and amazing light beams all the way around. The energy of love surrounds you and enfolds you, and you can't believe that you're here. You feel this gentle vibration moving around your body, and as you start to walk down the aisle, you can feel the vibration of the books and the records, and you see golden light being emitted from them, and you just know this is an amazing sacred place. You are then led to a stand right in front of you. and a book is placed in front of you on top of the stand. And you feel this amazing energy coming from this book, and you know it's part of your soul's essence. You open this book, and you see golden light shining out. This is your akashic record. You feel so excited to explore this record of who you are from the time you became a spark into the universe. You now see a symbol forming in front of you, and you know this is a sacred key for you to access your akashic records. I want you to take a moment and look at this symbol and memorize it. You know you can access your akashic records at any time with just visualizing this symbol or writing it down. Archangel Raziel says it's time to ask the questions you came here for. And you can start asking questions about where you're blocked with manifesting things in your life. You may see a small movie play, flashes of symbols, colors, or feelings. Don't control what comes in, just receive. We now ask to be seen. What blocks do I have? Are there soul contracts that are associated with these contracts that I need to clear? Can they show us what actions we need to move and make to let this energy flow freely into our life? Archangel Raziel says it's time to write the top 5 things you would like to manifest for your year. You see this golden pen emerge in your hand. You feel it be becoming a part of your essence. And he reminds you, only write things that are good for your highest self, and those will manifest. You see Archangel working with the Masters of Light and Love as you're writing. You feel this amazing energy shift over you as you're writing each of these intentions that you want to bring in. And you can see them starting to merge and mingle with the page. And it's just vibing this beautiful, gentle humming through your fingers. And Archangel Raziel and the Masters of Life now circle around you. And you can feel that they're cutting any energy cords, any energy attachments, imprints, entities, or hooks that you've been carrying. You feel the energy just showering down around you, wrapping around you like a warm blanket. And you can feel Archangel Michael coming in with this purple ray to cut any more cords of attachments. Anything that may be draining for these contracts and manifestations to come in. To help clear the energy for you to remove blocks pertaining to your manifestation. You can feel this going all the way down to the quantum level and the physical cellular level to be filled with empowerment, love, and harmony. And it's time for you to step into the energy of forgiveness for yourself and for others, consciously or unconsciously, for any of these blocks or limiting beliefs that have been causing these manifestations and energies from flowing easily into your life. This beautiful energy fills the space of love. And you know, as you're feeling the same energy of love, anyone that has caused you harm or that you have caused harm is also receiving that same energy of love, harmony, and balance. Just stay in the moment and receive this energy, feeling it from the top of your head, through your third eye, through your throat chakra, through your heart, down to your solar plex, sacral, all the way down to your root and until your feet. Archangel Raziel now says he has a message for you. And go ahead and receive that message that he's giving you. And the Masters of Light want to remind you, you are precious energy. You are sacred. You are so loved. And they want to remind you of how loved you are. That everything that you do is enough. That you are precious. And they do not want you to forget how much they truly love you. And you can feel their energy starting to move away from you, starting to unwind off of your energetic field. And we give thanks to these Masters of Light, the Archangels, and any angels or other helping spirits that came in today. We want to thank them for this healing. You see Archangels Raziel put the sacred Merkaba symbol onto the intentions that you just wrote into the book. And you can feel it sealing those intentions into your akashic record. And you know, with only the energy of love and grace. And you see them now close your records and your connection to them. And everything starts to get lighter and lighter as you come slowly back into your body, into this present time. Coming back to my voice and start feeling the sensations in your body, fingers and toes. Start to move your body with wiggling and moving around. And now become fully aware and alert and feeling refreshed and revived. And excited to bring in these new intentions you have set into your record. Thank you for connecting with us with Mystical Musings of Altered Haven. I hope you were able to connect to your akashic records and have some creative ways how to work with your vision board to bring manifestation into your life. Post your vision boards on our Facebook page. I'd love to see them, or tag us. For other resources, tips, and tricks, check out my website at www.alteredhaven.com. Have a blessed day and week ahead.